Hey guys, I am so happy that so many of you are here tonight. I love when we have this time to chat about PLL. It's like my favorite time of the entire week. And I just want to start off with some praise for the show because the ending that we got in last night's episode. And it made me really happy because I feel like a lot of times the girls and their guys have been just nonstop victims of A. But for one of them to fight back in the way that Caleb did made me really happy because I just felt like that showed some major intelligence on his part. And I was just super happy with that. And I thought it was really one of the best episode endings that we have seen from the show in a long time. So for those of you who think I hate this show, again, I don't at all. But, I think most of us have some issues with it, and I still have issues with it. But I thought the ending was really good. It was really clever. I wasn't expecting it. They should have probably done it before season 6 because it's about time someone fought back. Just so funny that Caleb gave A, or whoever you want to call this new person, a virus. I thought that was so funny. So I'm going to shout some of you guys out. Hey, Molly, Stephanie, Nisi, Eliani, I think maybe, Tony, Mark, Shalisa, Nerd, T, Mr. New, Deja, Georgia. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for being here. Hi, Laura. Hi, Jennifer. But yeah, I thought it was super cool that Caleb was able to send a message to this new A person and to put a virus on their computer. It just really, really cracked me up. Hi, Court. Thank you so much for being here. What I thought was weird was how, Caleb seemed to be like the smartest person ever on the entire show, especially in last night's episode. And when he was telling Spencer, he was like, we need to tell the police. And she's like, no, we don't really know if this is the new A. We don't really need to go there yet. Let's be real, the Rosewood police are pretty useless, but I never understood in the show why they didn't go to like someone above them, because if you live in the US, we have state police organizations which are above your city's police. So the fact that they've never tried to report any of this stuff to like a higher agency or like report it to the FBI or something, I just don't get why they never do that. They just keep dealing with A's crap, and they're just like, oh well. Like, I don't know. But I think, as much as Marlene has tweeted out that it's dream logic, I do think in a lot of ways we're not supposed to think that the show is realistic, because a lot of the stuff that they do is just, it would really make no sense in real life. No one would be bullied for that long and then just continue to be bullied and never really do anything. Like, if your local police is shady, you're going to find someone else to help you. You're going to hire an attorney. You're going to do something, So Jennifer thinks that the new A is dumb and not as intelligent as the other A's. Yeah, well, one thing that I was really disappointed in, and I say that like half joking, is that we didn't see A in one of the costumes, because literally I was cracking up from last week's episode with the mailman A and the bellman A, and I was for sure that we would have some new costumes to laugh at, so it was kind of strange that we didn't have that. Tanner is going to be back next week, which we saw from the promo. I honestly thought she was dead or something, because they haven't addressed her in so long. And who knows with this show, because people disappear and you don't hear from them again and they never explain it. So I really thought like Lorenzo was in charge now and she was just moving on. Maybe the actress had another show to do or a movie or something. But so we see that she's back. Honestly, I don't like her character. I don't know if she's actually shady or if she's just one of the red herrings, because there's so many red herrings in the show. But a lot of you on Twitter, I was not just you guys, but I follow a lot of people who watch the show and retweet people who watch the show who don't necessarily watch my videos. But some of you were falling for the red herrings they were throwing out last night, which is trying to implicate Allie and stuff like that. So, and Sarah Harvey, it's ridiculous to me that the girls still think that Shower is doing all the A stuff. So I just think that the one thing we can count on is if they keep telling you it's someone who is doing bad stuff, if someone's A, like with Byron, then this person is not A. Like I told you guys, Byron was not involved in the A shenanigans at all. He's getting back with Ella. So I'm going to go to your comments now and let's see what you guys are saying. Megan hates Tanner too. Hi, Esther. Thank you for being here. Court wants to know when we will start getting clues for the new big bag, because so far haven't seen any. Yeah, we really haven't gotten any clues. The person was texting again with the emojis, but they weren't quite as ridiculous as they have been in the past. Tony says, seemed like Allie and Dr. Rollins were the original couple hoping for the eggs, then backed out. Yeah, that's a really good, that was really smart of you to notice that, because we find out that well, near the end of the episode, it's like someone has stolen Emily's eggs, and Dr. Rollins acted very strange when he came to Emily's place and noticed that she had been harvesting, selling her eggs. He acted really weird about that. So I don't know. I mean, some people think that he's going to be the villain, which honestly, that is about the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Not that you guys think that, but that the show would go there, you know? So please, I really hope not. Chloe has been watching for a while, but just now being able to comment. Thank you so much for commenting and being here, Chloe. And I think that if you guys are on like iPads or iPhones or Android phones, if you can switch it to the desktop mode, you can be able to comment, or if you're in the app, people have told me that you can comment. I have actually never watched a YouTube live show and tried to comment, so I don't know. But if you're like me, you like to do stuff on your mobile devices and not really your computer. So if that's stopping you for commenting, try that. And that's okay if you just want to listen too. I also love Holly Marie Combs, Marge, and I was glad that she was getting back together with Byron. And on a side note, I met her at a movie premiere a couple of years ago in LA. And I was like in the bathroom with her in line and everything. And she was really nice and kind of just like she is on the show. I just really liked her. I'm glad, Megan, I'm glad that Arya's parents are getting back together. I was kind of confused, like, are they re-engaged, I guess? I don't know how that works, because I guess it's been a while since they've been divorced, but, you know, Jen says the comments are working on iPhones now, which is awesome. I'm so glad that YouTube has fixed that. Hi, A. Charles, thank you for being here. Yes, Charmed, I've watched a little bit of that. I feel like I don't know when I feel like I was really young when it was on or something, and I didn't catch it. Like, you know what I mean? They're like in a different age group or something, so I wasn't like as much into them. I don't know. I mean, I watch people now who are older, so it's no big deal. But so Court is using Puffin. So if for some reason you're on your phone and you can't, and I'm totally not connected to these people, but I've downloaded the Puffin app, and it allows you to look at the internet on your mobile devices like you would on a laptop or desktop. So you can totally do that if you're having trouble still. Hi, Danny. Thank you so much for being here. Do I think the dollhouse will make a second appearance? Well, I mean, a lot of people seem to think that it's still going to be in play. And I know a lot of people think that there was really no way that Charlotte was the mastermind behind all of that. I mean, that was a pretty elaborate place. And I think if the show wants us to believe that she was you know, keeping up that house and doing all this stuff on her own, that's pretty crazy, but I don't know. See, I really don't know what they're thinking half the time. So anyway, I think it's really possible that there was someone else living in the dollhouse who was like the person in charge of everything, and who was telling Charlotte what to do. Mo is here. Used to love my videos for Scream Queens, but I don't get why I don't quit PLL. I think you missed my beginning statement here where I said I really enjoyed last night's ending. And if you've never heard this speech before, I'll quickly give it, that I want to find out what happens with the girls' lives, and I want to find out how they resolve everything, because I have been watching since this premiered live however many years ago. It's not like I caught up late or binged it or watched it on DVR. Like, I have been someone who has rarely missed a live episode. That's what kind of fan that I was. That's okay. It's fine that you ask. It's totally fine. But because some people may be new here and don't know, and I've been getting some like hate comments on my videos, but you know, whatever. I don't know why people waste their time doing that, but that is why. I want to know what they do. I want to know who this new villain is. It doesn't mean I'm going to love it, and if I don't love it, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, this is great. I'm just being honest, you know. If this was a brand new show, I probably wouldn't keep watching it. If I just started watching it late, no. But this is a show that I love for so long. So I'm not just going to give up on it when it's pretty much almost over. I'm not just going to be like, well, screw that. I don't care. Because I do care. I want to know what happens to the girls. And I mean, I'm glad to see that Ella and Byron got back together. I wouldn't have known that, you know, if I hadn't kept watching. So, and yes, on a side note, as Danny says, How to Get Away with Murder returns tomorrow. I'm going to be doing live shows on Fridays quickly. We'll get back to PLL at 6 p.m. Eastern. Please follow me on Twitter for all the details. And it's excellent. You can watch it in the US on the ABC app for free. If you're still trying to catch up, it's super good. This is so cool. They must have fixed something, because a lot of you are able to watch it live and comment live, so I'm really happy. I think it's Dorianne is watching live. That's awesome. Thank you. I know that they have a season. I know the show PLL is going through season 7, but I haven't heard anything about a season 8 confirmed. If you guys have, and if you can tell me where you saw that, let me know. Kimar says that Hannah tried to tell the police about A, but A deleted them. Deja saw an interview from Janelle Parrish, who is Mona. Apparently, we do know who Uber A is. Okay, so some of you guys tweeted me that because here we go again with the conflicting stuff. Like apparently Sasha, who is Allie, and Marlene, somewhere were telling people that we don't know Uber A. And then Janelle came out and said, we do know Uber A. Okay, so I don't know. You choose who you want to believe. Hot Coco says, loved Emily. She was speaking for her on all levels. Allie singles her out. Sarah and Rollins are sleazy. I love Emily always. And I tweeted last night that she's like always the voice of reason on this show. I am Kelly_TV. If you're on Twitter and you don't follow me, please do, because really that is the best way to keep up with me and know when I'm having a live show, you know, what shows I'm covering besides PLL. If you don't have Twitter, I totally understand. But you can always bookmark my Twitter and look at that if you don't want to sign up for Twitter. But also, Kelly is here. So happy to actually get to watch live. It's been a while. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Anyhow, now I just totally forgot what I know what I was going to say. So Hannah, honestly, I felt like the whole thing with this Claudia person, who I guess is with her job in New York in the fashion industry, is I felt like she was kind of just coming out of nowhere, and like I don't understand why they threw her in that episode. But I do want to say that I was so happy that Hannah like stood up to this person and stood up for herself. And it does make me happy that 5 years forward, some people have gotten a clue and some people are acting older. I mean, I just felt like Caleb was epic with the way he was mature and, you know, fighting back and standing up for himself. But the Claudia scene to me was bizarre because I don't know this person. I don't know any of those people involved. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I know she's her boss, but I'm not really sure why we needed that scene other than to show like that Hannah's more empowered now. I don't know. So if you guys are trying to post links or anything in here, just a heads up that you can't do that unless they've changed it. But during live chats, they don't let you. If you want to tweet it to me about a theory or whatever, do. That's cool. Spaleb, absolutely not. I don't ship them, Mo, because I don't think many of you guys do. And if you do, that's totally fine. But I tweeted out last night, like I'm kind of more than over it. And I feel like with all the in-bed scenes and whatever, they're just really like stuffing it down our throats, like that we should accept it. And I still stand by what I've said all along, that I think it's just a fling for them. I don't know if I think Hannah and Caleb will end up together in the end, but I don't think I don't think Spencer and Caleb will. So I just feel like it'll be resolved on its own. So, okay, I have seen The Devil Wears Prada, so apparently the Claudia scene was yeah, I could totally see that. That's like an Anne Hathaway moment. Yeah, so I don't feel like they have a lot of chemistry and stuff, Spela, but whatever. Here's something that we definitely need to talk about, and you guys are commenting, and it goes by quickly, and sometimes I just see a comment and don't see a name, but whoever said that, oh, here we go, Danny. We need to talk about something here about the hospital scene with Emily, who was going to get her eggs harvested. She was going in for that procedure. There was a couple different things going on at the same time. So Aria is seeing Sarah Harvey talking to Hannah's mom through a peephole in a door, which I think is pretty odd because I don't remember being on the outside and looking in and being able to see like someone's entire room or house. That seems a little strange. So that scene to me seemed almost made up or a dream or something. It didn't seem real, but we're supposed to believe at the very same time we have Sarah Harvey in the hospital with Emily trying to mess with her IV, possibly stealing her eggs. I'm not really sure what she was doing. Of course, Allison swears up and down that nobody got into the room. So we have people on Twitter saying, and people in the PLL group saying that Allie is working with Sarah. I do think that the show wants us to believe they're conspiring together. I really don't think that's going on, but who knows? It just seems a little obvious to me if that's going on. They really are pushing Sarah at us about being the master villain, which I don't think is true either. So what I'm trying to figure out is, were both of those scenes dreams, nightmares, made up, dream logic, or was one of those scenes real, or what? You know, I think that we get one of our big clues in this episode, not big clues, but we get the motivation of this new Uber A, is that they ask, I think in that note to Emily near the end, they want to know who is the murderer of Charlotte. So basically that is the motivation behind this person. They think that the girls know who killed Charlotte, which I don't think they do. Janice is over the egg storyline. I am too. I really thought that something going on with Emily was going to be more dramatic than what she's doing. They played it up like she was basically dying. So I'm kind of over it. I don't know. I think the Shower Harvey is really creepy, Gokai, but I think that she's creepy on purpose. I think the show basically is just pushing her at us, and they're just like, okay, she's the villain, she's awful. Again, I have an issue with this actress. I just think she's not very good. She seems like she's acting to me, whereas I believe in the girls, like to me, they're actually those characters, you know, like I feel like they really own those roles with her. I feel like she's someone who's just kind of stepped into that and is trying really hard, but it's not working. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't want Emily to be sick or to be dying, obviously, because I really like her. I like all of the girls. I don't want any of them to be dying. But I just feel like they played up that story so much with her, and then she ended up not really being, she doesn't really have a medical emergency. So Danny wants to know where Spencer's father is, and I don't know, which, you know, we could ask that about a lot of the different characters. I mean, he could show up next week. You just never know. And when they do show back up, like they don't explain where they've been most of the time. So Molly's asking why the nurse would have Emily sign paperwork under sedation. I don't know. See, I just really have an issue with that whole scene because it seems so unrealistic. I don't know if we're supposed to realize that that never happened. Like, I do think she went to the hospital for the procedure, but did any of that really happen? Because I don't know, you know? So Jennifer's saying, remember in 6-1 where the girls were seeing Charlotte Sings on Fire and they saw what they thought was Charlotte, but it was a decoy. Do you think it was the big bad? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the show has planted clues all these years and known all along that there was going to be like an Uber villain, or if they just kind of figured that out within the last year or so. I don't know, but I think it's possible that they've planted clues in the past. I really don't know. If I missed your comment, just feel free to re-comment because like I said, which is awesome, there's so many of you here that they just start flying by and I miss them, and it's not because I'm trying to ignore anyone, because I'm not. So why are names important is, remember those Allison visions the girls had in the first few seasons where she hinted that she knew who A was, turned out that she didn't. Yeah, I mean, if we would go over all the different plot holes and things that don't add up in this show, we would literally want to go insane, or we would go insane. So Mamouche, I don't know what's up with Mona, but she's basically the person who's supposed to be shady. And now Sarah's like the new shady person. So Miss Deanne thinks that Melissa was in the dollhouse, and that is who the girls saw behind the window. A lot of you do think that Melissa's going to be involved somehow. And at this point, after the disappointment with Charlotte, if any of the people who have been on this show for a long time end up being Uber A, I'm going to be able to accept it and be happy and not be upset. But if they make someone brand new, we have some new characters. We have Yvonne. We have, who else do we have? Dr. Rollins and Liam and Jordan. You know, if any of those people end up being like Uber A, that's just, at that point, I'll just be like, really? Is this show supposed to be a joke? Okay. Jody asked if I think Jordan is too perfect, and I think I mentioned that. Yeah, definitely had that thought. I thought that from the first time we met him. He seems like the ultimate boyfriend who like will end up being a crazy person because no one's that perfect, but he has looks and, you know, money and probably a good job. And I just don't know. I don't know if they're going to make him shady or what. But at the same time, it's like if they want to make him shady, it's kind of ridiculous to me because he's such a new character. Aisha is asking if I think all of the A's have worked together. I think that would be really cool if that were the case. I mean, I would love for my mind to be blown and you know, when we find out who Uber A is and everything, if all of this stuff was connected and they can explain it back to the beginning of the show. You know, I haven't given up all hope, so we'll see. Lyria or Ezria is what Gokai is asking. Well, I'm a big Ezria shipper, as most of you know, so got to go with Ezria there. Miss Ian thinks that Ian is dead, but Melissa is probably involved in all of this. Yeah, I do think he's dead. Melissa has been, shady for a long time. Really and truly, almost everyone is shady on this show, so it's harder for us to name the people who aren't shady. Obviously, I think that they do that because they want to make it harder for us to figure out who the villain is, which is fine. But sometimes what I was having an issue with is when you have the same people being the villains or the suspected people, every season, it gets kind of ridiculous, like the red herring stuff with Byron and the red herring stuff with Ella. I'm not really a fan of Liam either, Tony. I don't have a problem with him yet because I really don't have a reason to have a problem with him, but I just don't feel so far like he's the best match for Arya, but that's just my opinion. Mark says maybe the eggs are from How to Get Away with Murder. Yes, there's an Eggs 911 reference in How to Get Away with Murder if you watch. If you don't, you're like, what the heck is she talking about? Because that makes no sense. Shalisa is saying that Emily never has a storyline that isn't revolved around a relationship, and I agree with you. I'm really hoping that near the end of this series, like really good things are going to happen to Emily because she just seems to be the person with the worst luck out of any of the girls. And it makes me sad because I really like her. I mean, I like all of the girls. I don't have any kind of issue with any of them. I want the best, including Allie. I like Allie. I want the best for all of them. Do I think that Allie and Rollins get married so they can't testify against one another? Asked Mo. I do think they will get married. Maybe I've read that somewhere. So I don't know. So Charles is watching from his lair. So I guess Charles, who is in the chat tonight, is our Uber A. So maybe we should be asking you, like, what's up with you and why are you wearing the crazy grandpa masks? Why are names important says the worst scenario would be if Dr. Rollins is A. Cry me a river and send me to sleep. Yes, I said I was just going to delete all my PLL videos if Dr. Rollins is A. For some reason, that rumor is all over the internet. I don't know where it came from because we don't have any reason to suspect him really in the show so far. So Nisi ships Spaleb, Hannah moved on, and Toby moved on, so Spencer and Caleb moved on with each other. Such is life. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I feel you, but I can't ship them, but whatever. I think that's the least of our worries. If that was the only thing that was annoying about this show, then that would be great. I just have more of a problem with the red herrings and the CC is A and all that, but whatever. So I think we're calling Uber A. When I'm talking about Uber A, I'm talking about this person who's texting and this person who's taken over the role as A. Charlotte's killer, I believe, is a different person. And I don't really have a name for them other than Charlotte's killer because we really haven't been given a name for them. Rollins is more likely A's helper, says Nerd. Well, possibly. I just think we really don't know anything about Rollins, so we don't know like what his motivation is or what his deal is. Rock Music Love is so proud of Caleb at the end. He did something smart. Finally, someone stood up to A because for the past seasons, no one stood up to A and they just let A control them. Absolutely. And Caleb had that type of knowledge and the resources all along to fight back. So I'm not really sure why he just now decided. But, oh, Tony, don't leave. I'm just now seeing you. All caps actually helped. I'm sorry. Recomment with what you were asking or what you were saying. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to ignore anyone, guys. If you have ever done one of these, you would realize how these comments are. They scroll by really fast. And if you try to use your mouse and go up to the top, then you've missed a bunch of others. So please don't think that I'm ignoring you. I would never ignore anyone. That is so sad. That makes me sad. Yeah, so Nate says we don't know Rollins, so she'll make him A. Well, it's a possibility, but I don't know. Victor says, why did Caleb need Yvonne's phone to track A? I really did not understand that. I'm glad you're asking that. So Yvonne is like at a cafe with Spencer and leaves her phone, which is kind of weird, guys, because, I mean, if she's anything like me, I'm super tied to my phone, and I might accidentally leave it somewhere, but I would realize it because, like, when I got in my car, I'd probably be looking at it, not texting and driving, but just, like, looking at it to put it somewhere. So I think it's a little strange that she didn't realize she left it. Did she leave it on purpose? Is she involved in all this A stuff? Because if so, that's freaking ridiculous. But why was Caleb using that? I don't know. Do I think Sarah attacking Emily was a dream or it really happened? I talked about this a little bit earlier, Dorian, and I don't know. When I was watching last night, I definitely thought it was a dream because it just seemed pretty ridiculous. Plus, we're supposed to believe that Sarah was with Arya and Hannah's mom, like at the exact same time. So I don't know. Arya is so shady. I'm the only one to notice that. It says Mamouche or Mamouche. And yeah, I mean, they make everyone look shady, so I don't know. Of course, I would be super happy if any of the girls ends up being a villain or involved or something. I mean, who knows? Lara is surprised that Arya's first instinct was to crawl down some dark, creepy hole in a closet. Has she learned nothing? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they act mature, and sometimes they act like the same people they were in high school. So Marge thinks that Dr. Rollins is Ren's brother, which is interesting. Tony's asking if I watched the video that Tony sent me about Mona. I know you said you sent me something on Google, but I really don't know how to get to messages on that. Or did you send it on YouTube messages? I'm not really sure, but you could send it on Twitter direct message, and I could definitely see it there. Or you could tweet it to me, because I have no clue how to get into YouTube messages or Google messages. I'm really sorry. Will Hannah's mom actually ever leave the kitchen for good? That's a good question. Honestly, I was really cracking up at that scene where they're trying to find that backup drive. So Hannah and Arya are going through all the pasta and the boxes of crackers and whatever else in the kitchen. Because if you remember when Ashley stole that money, she kept it in a pasta box in the kitchen. So I just really found that super funny. Molly says that Spencer found the interesting blueprints and immediately yelled out for Arya to come and look, but Arya finds a huge hole in the closet and says nothing. I found that really bizarre as well. What's up with the huge hole in the closet? I have no idea what that means. The blueprints to me looked like it was some kind of diagram about where like Charlotte was going to be thrown from the roof or bell tower or whatever. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Yeah, that was what. So basically, for me, the two best parts of last night's episode would definitely be the ending was number one, and number two was like going through the kitchen, going through everything, and finding nothing, but just tearing it up and making a reference to old school PLL like a long time ago. I also am a Downton Abbey fan, so when Hannah made the Downton Abbey reference, it made me happy. I liked how they talked about selfie sticks. It really does make me happy that they're in our current time, 2016, so they can reference like things that are actually going on and not be stuck a few years in the past, Do I think Mona set up that lunch date with Yvonne? Is Mona back to her old ways? Asks Gokai. It's really hard to tell with Mona because either she's always up to no good or they want us to think she's up to no good. So I could definitely see that happening. I don't watch the spoofs that you're talking about, Mo. I don't really know what those letters stand for, so you can tell me a little bit more about it. Yes, Jaleesa also loves Downton Abbey. If you watch it, then the reference that Hannah made last night would be so funny to you. It was perfect. If you don't, you're probably totally lost, but I just love that. So Chloe says it was a diagram of Radley's sanitarium in the Radley, and it showed Sarah was staying in the same room Charlotte stayed in when she was, okay, wow, that's awesome, because I could not figure that out. Thank you so much for clearing that up. So it's showing that Sarah is staying in the hotel room of where Charlotte stayed when it was like a room for the mentally ill, when it was Radley, before it was the Radley. You're so welcome that I'm answering your questions why your name's important. I try to answer everyone's, promise. Not trying to ignore anyone. Holly asked if I think Sarah could really be Charles because she likes showers, and Charles said a bath always made him feel better. I really hope not. I really hope they don't go with her being one of the main villains. They've already established her as a villain. So if they want to make her like the main one, it's just kind of ridiculous to me. A favorite guy on the show, Delaney asked. Yes. Ezra has always been one of my faves. But even though he's kind of having a breakdown right now, I still always liked him. I really like all the guys. I like Toby. I like Caleb. Noel's really cute. Like, I like the actor who plays Noel, but he's kind of rude and creepy on this show. But yeah, I never thought like Lucas was hot or anything, but I don't know, he's kind of creepy. The whole Hastings campaign is in reference to the U.S. election 2016, says Tony. Honestly, that kind of bores me, the whole Spencer's mom running for office storyline. I kind of just tune it out when that's on. My favorite new character, asked Mo. Well, probably Jordan, even though I think he's too good to be true because he's really good looking and he seems like the perfect boyfriend for now. Yeah, Noel is very cute, says Shalisa. And like, I watched him on the actor on Dancing with the Stars, and he was really sweet. And I just really like him, and he's been gone for so long. And I like Ren, to be honest, as shady as Ren is. And oh my gosh, how could I forget about Mike? Because Cody Christian, I just think is amazing, but he's gone too. Yeah, I think Spencer's mom is a lawyer, but she's running for some office. I can't remember which one. Arya is going to forget her heels on Sarah's balcony, says Just Noodles. Yes, I'm sure that's going to happen. Yes. So Yvonne is Mo's favorite character. Okay, very cool. So Nisi says Caleb needed the data because if he had both sets of data, he could find who set up the date easier. Very good. So what we didn't understand is why, we talked about this, why Spencer and Yvonne were having this little meetup. So if he goes through her phone, he could figure out possibly who told her to go there, who set that up. So Mo says it's State Senate. Thank you so much. The actor who plays Noel and Janelle Parrish are good friends in real life, says Shalisa. And if you remember, Janelle was also a Dancing with the Stars contestant. I don't watch that show all the time, but if there are people on there that I like I watch Bethany Moto's videos, so I watched her on the show. I'll try to catch them like in DVR and stuff. But yeah, I always think it's cool when it's someone I really like who's on. So Noodle says, why did both the girls need to climb the balcony? Couldn't one of them done it and just open the front door for the other? Yeah, I just feel like on this show, they always take the most difficult route to get anything done, and it really doesn't make any sense. So that's probably why they did it, because it made no sense and it was more difficult. So Tony says, Spencer always works harder when she has someone to compete against, which is Yvonne. That's true. You can tell that Spencer's a really competitive person and someone who always wants to win. So now she has sort of someone to compete against, since this is Toby's new woman. Gokai's asking if I like Pretty Little Liars or Scream Queens better. Scream Queens so far, because I know that it's a comedy and I know it's supposed to be taken not seriously, and I just think it's hilarious. This show, they kind of want us to take seriously, but they do stupid things a lot of times, so that's why. So Mark says that Marlene said this new A was supposed to be a lot more dangerous and deadly. All he or she did was send Emily a box of eggs. Yeah, so far, this person's actually been pretty lame as far as the stuff they tried to do. If you think back, some of the stuff that the old A did to the girls was really terrible, like almost killing several of them several times. And you really can't compare anything the new A has done to how bad this stuff was that the old A did. But I will say that maybe we haven't really seen what this person's capable of yet. But to me, they're really ridiculous with their grandpa mask and their funny emojis. To me, they're more funny than scary. Molly is asking, why did Shower Harvey smile after her convo with Allie? Well, obviously she wasn't being sincere, and so when Allie walked away, she had this sinister look, like a little sneaky smile in her face. I don't know. Again, the show really wants us to think that she is evil. So that may be why, or it may just be because obviously something is going on with her. She's up to something. I don't think she is up to being like Uber A, but I don't know what it is. So the hacker receiving Caleb's video message at the end was a woman, says why her name's important. Why do you think that? Hannah's mom is under a spell, says Charles. She's stuck in the kitchen. Really? Why do you think that? If Leslie was A, would I be upset, says Mo. Well, yeah, because we haven't seen her forever, and she's very irrelevant, and she's still a newish character, in my opinion, so that would be terrible. Where did Arya go? I don't know. Really want to find out who has a twin, says Molly. Have we confirmed that there is going to be a twin? I know that's a really popular theory that's going around, but I don't know. Chloe saw a really good theory about Maya being Uber A. It makes so much sense. There are some really awesome theories on YouTube that are just mind-blowing. So if you're bored, just search PLL theories for season 6. There's a bunch of good ones, and when I find good ones, I tweet them out. If I find some that I like, I tweet them out. How did the moms get out of the basement? I don't know, but obviously they got out and they're fine, because I think they were locked in the basement at the end of 6A. Okay, Noodles feels like there must be a hidden message within the emojis, or maybe just being hopeful that there's going to be a reason for the show being so tacky. I don't know. I really wish I could explain what the show does. They do so many crazy things. I feel like, well, they probably weren't allowed to use the iPhone emojis, the Apple emojis, so they had to make their own. But they just come off really silly, in my opinion, and I think a lot of you guys think so. So apparently the twin is confirmed for 6/20. I don't know. A lot of people have said that. Dorian hates the grandpa uniform. It would be great if this new A changes the costume every time. I hate it. I really felt like we would see this new A with the same grandpa face, but then they would have like a different type of worker uniform, but we didn't see them at all. Yeah, Mo, if you have proof about the twin theory or that the twin's going to be revealed in 620, let us know where we can find that. So Molly's asking if there's only 10 episodes for 6B. If so, then we're halfway to this finale. I'm not sure because I haven't looked at like the Wikipedia for a while. The bunch of hands, Jennifer's talking about when Sparia are in, what's her name, Shower Harvey's hotel room. So because she has this issue with her hands being burned, she has a lot of different gloves, and they're on like mannequin hands, basically. It reminds Jennifer of the bunch of glasses Leslie had in her car, basically another red herring. And I haven't talked about that yet. And it's important that we did. I'm glad that you brought that up. And yes, I think it's a red herring. I just think it's ridiculous for us to believe that Sarah is one of the main villains or the main villain. So, okay. Well, Mo, you can't send in a web address, but can you just type like you found it on what site or it was on someone's Twitter or whatever, so we can look it up later. Taya, is that how you say your name? There was a lot of talk before about the A Army or whatever, and they say there will be a bunch of people after the girls this time. Well, for the longest time, we kind of thought there was an A team, and then I know like after the CC reveal, Marlene had said on Twitter that there was never an A team. Half the stuff she says, you know, to be honest, she says things and it's not true, and then it is, some of it is true, and who knows with her. So do I think there's an A team now? I really don't know. Who knows? If this was a realistic show, I don't think there's any way one person could pull off all the stuff that they expect us to believe that A is doing. So I think there would have to be a team or at least a couple of people working together, but I don't know. Nisi thinks the new A is weak. I completely agree. So far, they've been really nothing like the people in the past, not nearly as sinister, you know? Mona is a really shady person. She was a good A. Which past character do you wish would return? For some reason, I just want to know where Eddie Lamb is. I mean, he wasn't a big character, but it really bothers me that he disappeared and we never saw him and they never explained it. It just drives me crazy. But I have to say that Tanner coming back does not make me happy. Like, I don't think she adds anything to the show. Charles works alone. So, according to this person in the comments. Nadia is late, but that's totally fine. We still have a lot of time left. So thank you so much for being here. So Why Our Name's Important says that their theory is that Emily has a twin, and this twin visited their father's grave when they got out of the limo at the graveyard. The twin wasn't visiting Charlotte, and sorry for your loss was directed at M's dad because this person, I guess, was visiting his grave. Okay, that's really interesting. And I never really thought about it being that way, but I think that's a really good theory. I like that. Do I think Allie is using Emily? No, I think that Allie is really hurt because she's really upset because Charlotte was murdered. And she's just trying to figure out, I think right now she doesn't really know who to trust because she thinks maybe the girls know something about why she was murdered. That's what I think. Tanner is A, says Katie. Yeah, I think so. And who is it? Shalise is saying that Eddie Lamb was Bay. He was, right? He was like the hottest guy on the show. And like the fact that he's not back is just, it's really terrible. Tanner over Lorenzo all day, every day. Lorenzo to me is pretty lame as well, but Tanner just drives me insane, like insane. Nadia is asking if I like the episode overall. Because of the ending, I thought the ending was so strong. I feel like, I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. And there were some parts that I genuinely really liked. I liked the Downton Abbey reference. I love them searching in the kitchen for the drive, Yeah. So Taya says that Hannah seems to be the only reasonable person. Why would Emily donate her eggs around A? Aria, hold on, there goes your comment. Aria in that creepy basement, Spencer losing brain cells from all the Spaleb drama. Hannah seems the most logical. Yeah, I think Hannah somewhat has it together now. She hasn't always been the most logical person, but she seems like she's, grown up and matured and has more stuff together. There are 77 people watching. I think that's the most we've had in a long time. Thank you so much for being here, all of you. All of you. So do I think the person who killed Mrs. D is the same person who killed Cece? Honestly, I think that Mr. D killed Mrs. D, but I could be wrong. Jennifer, I don't know. Steffi says this show is ridiculous. A lot of the parts, in my opinion, are ridiculous. Somehow Mo has gotten a link to paste in the comments, so I'll try to check that out later. Thank you so much. Thank you for posting that. Hannah has grown up, says Tony. I agree. And did Aria disappear? where did she disappear from? Because I think I saw her at the end of the episode. Molly's hoping that the twin is connected to Hannah. That's kind of what I've always thought, because if you think about it, I mean, they have been putting those clues out there for the longest time. From like the Halloween episode, like you're saying, a Mama Marin who saw the little girl on Halloween, and then that person didn't exist. There was also some twin imagery when they were in Ravenswood. So yeah, I just feel like they really set it up for this person for Hannah to have a twin. So I really don't know why they did all of that if she doesn't have a twin. But who knows? Okay. I'm trying to see where I'm kind of getting lost in the comments, but that's okay. The camera angles were super strange, surreal in the last episode, says Karen. Nisi says Hannah does still do stupid stuff, and Arya is the only really sane person, only really sane when Ezra is around. That's true. Ben is here. Thank you so much for being here. To tell you what you have missed has been a lot. Great. We have some people in here who are spamming. Hold on just 1 second. Okay. I had to get rid of one of our people who was talking about a topic that we're not even talking about. Jordan is here. Thank you so much for being here. Molly wants to know where Jason is. And when whoever asked me like what guys that I liked, well, I also like Jason. So I have no idea where this guy is. I also like the person who plays Jason. I'm so glad that Jordan, you can be here to see the live chats. That makes me happy. Okay, Taya says, the cinematography this season is much different than before. Well, I really haven't paid attention to that, but I usually do pay attention to that, so it's kind of bizarre that I didn't, but I will try to pay attention to that from now on. Thank you for mentioning that. Jason is probably just hiding and being shady, says Nerd, maybe, or he's like the actor's busy doing something else. Jennifer asked if I think Hannah will have the wedding. I do not. They don't even have a date set, which in real life, that's not the biggest deal, but I think that they just won't. I don't know. For some reason, I just get that vibe that they're not going to get married. Thank you, Jody. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I know. I agree. Thank you. And thank you for telling me that. So Jason is being a willy. What does that mean? Like, I don't know what that means. Where are you from, Mo? I feel like that's a term that I'm not familiar with here in the US. Chloe says in the 6th Breed promo, the girls say to Allie, it's too late. He's already here. Yes. Which, who are they talking about? I don't know. No, they're streamers. They're like party streamers. Definitely not brawls. That would be kind of weird, don't you think? They're just party streamers. So Mo is from the UK. Okay. So what does the term Willie mean then? Like a bad person? Okay. Yeah, Jordan, Peter Hastings. I think he is Peter Hastings, says Nerd. Well, that's interesting because we haven't seen Spencer's dad for quite a while. I don't know if he's going to end up being a villain. We know he's like super, super shady though, you know? This new villain is Emoji A, says Gokai. Okay. Jennifer thinks it would be awesome if Jason was the one who was behind all of this because of the past with him and Cece. Yeah. I mean, he basically dated his sibling, brother/sister. So Willie means a stupid person. Cool. I have never, oh, okay. I see what it means now. Okay. Interesting. I've heard that. Okay. I have heard that. Funny. Not terrible. Actually, not that inappropriate, but I won't say what it means, but I gotcha. Thank you. Not as inappropriate as I thought it might be. But that's really, to be honest, in the US, like people don't use that term when referring to that. Just that's why it was different for me. Okay, so Chloe says Spencer's dad is in 6B. He was on Troy and Snapchat when they were filming. Interesting. I don't know where he's been. Are they still like married? Are they separated? Did they get a divorce? What's up with that? I don't know. Christopher says supposedly Marlene said a dead person is coming back. Really? I don't know. Who knows? I feel like enough dead people have come back in this show. Taya says it seems like they haven't gone back to Rosewood much in the last 5 years. Why can't they just leave and go back to their lives? I have definitely said this before in chats to you guys. I think that the answer to that is that the police wanted them to stick around after Charlotte's death or something, but I don't really understand why they can't go back to their own lives, especially if we're supposed to believe that they're going to be stuck here for like another season, which means maybe like another year or another 6 months in the time of the show. So I just feel like that makes something else about the show that just really makes no sense. And it's something that wouldn't happen realistically. Ben says the new A mystery is progressing really quickly. It took them like 2 seasons to tell their boyfriends last time. Yeah, and I think probably because, that in reality, I don't think there's really that many episodes left, so they can't kind of play around and not. We have a lot of spammers in here today. Seriously? I mean, come on, people. People talking about stuff that's not even involved in Pretty Little Liars. It's kind of funny, but I have to stop and block them. So, I don't know. For one, Marlene swears up and down that Maya is not coming back. But like I said, she says things sometimes and then they end up being what actually happens is totally different than what she said. So I don't know. Wow. So if you guys have seen the spammers comments, you'd just be like, what the heck? I mean, they're kind of funny, but they're completely crazy and off topic. Do I think the new A has something to do with the politicians opposing the Hastings? Well, this is Katie saying this. I think there is something going on. They're trying to connect with the whole Spencer's mom running for office and I don't know. To me, that is so boring. I don't care. I'm sorry. I just don't care. I have not watched Shades of Blue and I love J-Lo and I have like the episode saved and I'm a terrible person for not watching, but I heard it's really good. So I need to do that. Veronica says your father is campaigning for money. So it would be odd if he's campaigning for his ex-wife. Okay, thank you, Mo. Very good catch there. I appreciate that. Janice hopes Ian is going to come back from the dead, and he's the one who is uber A, and it's going to get revenge on everyone. Marlene lies more than a sleeping dog, says Nisi. I would agree with you. Oh my gosh, I had this dream that I met her, and like she was trying to give me like a tour of the PLL set and everything, and I was thinking the whole time, I was like, I wonder if she's seen my YouTube videos. And then like when we were like in one of the parts of the set, this guy who worked on the set was like, you're the one who made all the rude videos about Marlene. And then she looked at me and I was like, oh my gosh. And I think I woke up. I'm sorry, that is so crazy. But I was like, yes, I want to have a tour of the PLL set. But, I was like freaking out because I was right there with her. Mo dreamed that Marlene was his mom. I don't know. That's kind of scary to me. I don't think I'd want her to be my mom. Just saying. So there's an episode coming up called Did You Miss Me? Who is returning? Says why are names important? I don't know. What do you guys think? Who do you think is returning? Ian and the Nat Club, like that's something that really bugs me, Karen, because they never explain the Nat Club or the NAT Club. I don't know what the point of mentioning that was. I don't know why that's important. I don't understand. The new A is really overwhelming. The other A's were creepy from the beginning. Honestly, I'm really over there being a new A, and I don't like that there's a new A, but apparently in the books there were a bunch of A's, so we're going to have a bunch of A's on the show, but I don't know. So Janice thinks that Ian is coming for Allie. I don't know. Possibly. Who knows? I mean, really, I wouldn't really be that shocked with any kind of storyline that they try to do in this show or dead people coming back to life. Like Mrs. D could come back to life, and I wouldn't even be that shocked. How would I like the series to continue post CC? Honestly, I wouldn't have liked it to continue. I'm sorry, some of these comments. I think it should have ended. I think that should have been it. I mean, I just don't see why we're still doing it, to be honest. But maybe like one more episode to tell us what happened to the girls in the future and like who they married or whatever. That's what I think. Janice has been waiting for Ian being A for 5 years. I think that would be cool. I really do. Ben says maybe Ren is coming back. The episode before is titled We've All Got Baggage, and it's something Marlene would do to rile us up. Yeah, I would love it. I can't remember if she was saying he was coming back in this season. I know he's busy. I know that the actor is busy, and I don't know if he's coming back this season or next. I do know he's coming back, but I can't remember when they said. Molly's asking what's up with the golf club. I don't know. That's a great question. The preview for next episode, Allie says the murder weapon is not a golf club. So Ezra and Brian were definitely set up as red herrings by the new A because of that. Yeah, I always kind of thought that was another red herring move. I get exhausted with some of the things. And I understand, like, as a show, you have to, keep people guessing and make everyone seem suspicious or make some people seem suspicious. But, like, sometimes they throw out these clues and they literally go nowhere. And then they just forget them. And that's what I don't get at all. I think we're carrying on post-CC to clear up plot holes, says Jody. There's more to Marion Kavanaugh, which is Toby's mom, That would really make me happy. So far, we have not done anything for the plot holes. We haven't answered anything on this show. Nothing has really been resolved. But if they end up doing that, then I think it's definitely worth the extra season and a half. Yes, I'm excited for Scream Queens season 2. Hannah and Sarah twin theory. There's a really good video, and I think I've tweeted it out before. Somebody on here made. Maybe they're called, I think they're called Big A on here. And I thought it was really, really, really compelling about Hannah and Sarah. I think that's what it was in the video, being twins. And it was really good. It was really believable. And I would totally get behind that if that's what they did. What if Mrs. D is the new villain? No, I wouldn't be cool with that, Gokai, because I just think they brought enough people back from the dead. And I mean, that's so stupid. Like, if they wanted to make her the villain, why did they have to kill her off, you know? Here's another similar question from Jennifer. Do I think Mrs. D faked her death like what Mona did when she was paralyzed? Yeah, I mean, like I said, anything is possible. So yeah, maybe, but like Karen says, dream logic, I don't know. My How to Get Away with Murder chat is Friday at 6 p.m. But yes, excited for that as well. Very excited that it's coming back. It's such a different show than PLL. So if you are looking for something to watch, you could try to catch up and start watching my videos because it's so much fun. And just a disclaimer, not a disclaimer, an announcement. My PLL recap video for this week's episode will be up tomorrow. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so that you'll know when I have a new video. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to give this a thumbs up too, that would be so awesome. If you join late, this chat will appear in its entirety on my channel like 5 minutes after it ends, so you really don't have to miss anything. So what if some of the flashbacks are fake? Ask Aisha. Totally could be true. Totally believe that. Yeah, I'm having, like Shalisa says, it's very hard for me to get really pumped up about 6B, but I do have an open mind. So when I watch the episodes, even though some of you guys don't think that, I don't sit there and try to find bad things or terrible things, but I look at it completely honestly, and on Twitter and with you guys, I tell you what I think. When there's awesome moments, I tell you. When there's moments I hate it, I tell you. That's how I deal with it, you know? And again, I'm going to stick it out to the end, even if it gets more ridiculous and awful, because I do want to know what happens with the girls, and I want to know who's the Uber A, you know? Yeah. How to Get Away with Murder is awesome. It's genius, and it makes this show look ridiculous, to be honest. It's a mystery show, which is probably, you know, that's my favorite type of show, and they do a great job with it. So Shalisa, thank you for being here, and have a good night or day wherever you are. I appreciate it. I like Spoby together, Gokai. I think that they will end up being together in the end. That is just my thought. So Janice's Paige is coming back. Really? Man, I'm not like a huge Paige fan. I mean, I don't care, but it's just weird. I don't know. Do I think any of the liars will have children? I think that's a really good question, Molly. Yeah, I could see that happening, because we could jump even, you know, so they, you know, I feel like they might get married first, but you know, who knows, maybe not. No, I'm not glad that Tanner is back. I'm not really a fan of hers. I don't, you know, hate her, but I don't see the point. So Norbuck suggested that, Mo, I'm not sure what you're saying here. Not doing a trans story. You might have been talking about, they said so many times they weren't doing the trans storyline, but then that wasn't true. So who knows? So Misty Ann says Sarah has to be related to at least one of the girls, because why else would she attack them and do bad stuff to them? Right. We don't know her backstory at all. And I was hoping we would find out more about her, even though I really dislike the character, because it really doesn't make sense why she's so angry and why she's out to get the girls, because she can't just be like a random person, you know? Tanner's hair in the promo is ridiculous. I agree with you, Rock Music Love. Jennifer says, imagine if all of the liars were dreaming when they were drinking in the barn and passed out sleeping. I have actually been sent some theories, Jennifer, that actually say that exact thing, that all of this is going to end up being a crazy dream, which really, I don't like that at all, okay? Norman Buckley was saying dream logic. I do remember, but I think that Oliver Goldstick or whatever was saying that too on Twitter, because I had to like unfollow him because he was really, really rude to the fans. But that was a story from months ago, so whatever. Jimmy says the golf club is linked to the Montgomery house when the girls were in the basement. Emily picks it up. That's a really good catch. Very smart. Sarah Harvey is Bethany, says Janice. Well, I don't know. I don't know what is up with Bethany. that's a storyline they've completely dropped. I'm hoping that they will address that in some way. I mean, I'm hoping that a lot of these things have been dropped and people who have disappeared with no answer, even if those actors cannot come back on the show because of other obligations, I really just want their storylines to be, you know, completed. If we're going to finish out this show, like, please tell me what the deal was with these people, you know? That's what I feel about it. Leah is here. Thank you so much for being here. And it's fine that you're late because, again, like 5 minutes after this ends, you can watch the entire video or you can watch parts of it or whatever you want to do because it'll be on my channel. So thanks for being here, though. Jennifer just wants the plot holes to be filled. That is totally worth putting in all caps because I agree with you. I'm hoping that they'll do it, but then again, I could see them not doing it. So I really don't know. Yes, as Gokai says, it really is sad and unfortunate that Marlene and co-writers were rude to fans. That was something that bothered me more than even the reveal. If you guys were following them then, or if you saw the way that they talked to some of their fans, it was really crazy. And you know what? If someone says something really rude to you and you're sort of famous, if it's, you know, threatening or whatever, you can block that person. But, you know, I don't know. She was responding to people who had like normal questions, or they were, and being rude. Why were all the hands in Sarah's drawers? Because Nadia, she has to wear gloves now. And basically those were just a way to keep the gloves in their shape, like to keep their shape. So she basically just had a selection of different gloves that she can wear every day since her hands are burned. Apparently, Jamie says that Ren is coming back in season 7 because he is on Hand of God, which I guess is a show I've never seen. But yes, I knew he was super busy doing something. Steffi feels like this half, which is 6B, is sucking, and she's not going to watch season 7. Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm going to keep watching because I want to know, like, what happens. More than anything, I just want to finish it out. Laura had to unfollow them as well. They were obnoxious and accused people of being transphobic if they didn't like the reveal. It was really ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. I didn't see them accusing people of that, but that's terrible. Oh my gosh. And again, I mean, if people are saying hateful, racist, sexist, whatever things, don't reply to those people. Just block them. I mean, it's super easy to block someone on Twitter and move on, or not, you know, but sometimes when you reply to hateful comments, you're just like fueling people to say more rude things. But I saw them commenting and replying to people who weren't being rude. Okay. All of these episodes seem like a filler, like 6A. Yeah, Jennifer, I agree. So far, nothing major has happened. Maybe it will. I don't know. At this point, I just kind of want to know the answers. Even if they just had like 2 episodes left, but they answered everything, I would be happy. I'm not like at the point where I want there to be just endless new episodes of PLL, because I feel like it's really at the point where we just kind of need a resolution, and it's kind of time to move on. And the girls are older, the actresses are older, everyone's getting older. I don't have a problem with it ending. Like, if it was going to end at the end of season 6, I would be okay with it because I feel like it's kind of run its course. That's just my opinion. I feel like they're having trouble coming up with new storylines. And sometimes when you just keep on turning out stuff because you think the fans want to see it, you're just kind of killing something, you know? So Taya says the way that they did the transgender story was actually offensive to the trans community because of the transition process, and others, I know some people felt that it was offensive, and some people felt that the way Marlene talked about that, not, you know, just replying to people, but the way she addressed it just on Twitter and stuff was rude. So I don't know. Can't be the only one who really likes Spaleb. Yeah, then there was a couple of people here earlier who said they like Spaleb, and sometimes people, I mean, I know there's probably a lot of people who like them, and people comment on my videos saying that they like them. So, yes. Still don't get why Ashley transformed Radley into the hotel, says Chloe. I don't know. To be honest, I really wouldn't want to stay there because that place just gives me the creeps, and I can't believe that other people would just want to go there now like it's no big deal. Mark says Shower Harvey is so disgusting. She totally ruined this episode. Need her to die in the finale with a psycho-style death in the shower. I agree. I keep hoping they're going to kill her off. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but I don't know. So we have like 2 minutes left, so I'm still going to respond to your comments, and thank you guys so much for being here. I love the fact that I get to talk to you and share theories and everything. Love it. So Taya says trans friends of hers absolutely hated the trans story. It was messy and inaccurate. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that didn't add up. The fact that we never really, I don't even know when the transition was supposed to take place. It was sloppy, and I just feel like it wasn't planned, because they could have made it more believable if they had actually had it planned for the longest time. At first, Molly didn't like Spaleb, but Hannah is better off with someone else because she is more mature now, and they broke up for their careers, and it was for the best. So isn't the actress who plays Sarah a model and not an actual actress? I think she was on Project Runway or something, and that's what people are telling me. I've never watched that show, so I'm not sure, but possibly there are 2 A's in the next episode, says Vanessa. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Yes, Karen, thank you so much for being here. It's seriously time for us to go. We have like less than a minute, but I just want to take this time to thank you guys so much again for being here and tell you I love you guys so much. If I missed your comment, it wasn't on purpose. I promise. I do not. The only people I ignored were the ones spamming with stuff about the presidential election, which has nothing to do with PLL. So just leave me a comment when this becomes live on my channel, and I reply to every comment there. So if I missed you somehow on accident, I can talk to you on my channel in the comment section. So love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful night or day, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I'll see you tomorrow with a new video for you How to Get Away with Murder fans. I will see you Friday with a live chat and also a video coming after that. So have a wonderful day or night, and I will see you very soon. Bye, guys.